spot, but can you imagine this being your view? Look at these beautiful birds. Yeah, beautiful yellow bird. Can you imagine? I can't express what feeling is going through my head right now. Like the endorphins in my brain are insane. Look at them. Oh man, just unreal. South Platte amazingness. All right, till next time. South Platte way down below. You guys can probably hear my heart beating. Oh my God. That was a lot of elevation gain. Okay, folks, this is absolutely one of those if I died now kind of moments. I'd be totally happy. I better be careful what I wish for though, because there's a little bit of a storm brewing over there. A little exposed here. But freaking look at this. You know? It's like a rolling single track, amazing rocky domes and crags around and aspen forest straight up there. Just unreal. All right, taking a little lunch break. Should have stopped a little bit farther into the forest during this rain. But I'm here now, and there's a fire station over there that apparently I can fill up my water with, so I'm just gonna chug my water, eat a little snacks, got my rain jacket on, and I'll keep on trucking after that, I think. But I guess I'm in no hurry, so we'll see. Okay, before I get too crazy tearing my bikepacking setup down, I wanted to talk about it real quick. This has been freaking amazing. I thought having all this weight on the bike was going to make it hard to drive, but it's been just as nimble as anything. I mean, I'm still pushing it up hills with more regularity than I would like, but even that isn't so bad. It's kind of like your own donkey, you know? All your stuff's on your donkey. You just got to make that donkey go up the hill. I have my tent on the front forks on either side, and it just worked like a darn champ. I loved it. So looking forward to tomorrow and the day after, and then planning how I'm going to handle when I come back for the next section of segments that I'm going to do. So I got a pretty sweet little camp spot here. This little one-person tent. Oh, and one other thing about this. Backpack and bike all told 68 pounds. I think that's probably pretty standard for people. Check out this spot though. I would have put my tent over here, but there was nothing quite flat enough. Pretty smooth spot though for hanging out. Yep, that'll do. Okay, I barely made it into the tent for that one. I saw the storm like 2 miles away, and I was doing a quick little time lapse, and I was like, about 30 seconds later, I'm like, I need to go batten down the hatches. Shit's about to get real. This storm just hit me so fast. You probably can't even hear me. Can you believe how freaking beautiful it is here? Oh my goodness. I've lived in Colorado virtually my whole life and seen all kinds of pretty stuff, and this place is blowing my mind. Okay, just getting back on trail this morning. It's 11:45, so I totally slept in and enjoyed the peace and quiet. Got a little caught up on my sleep deprivation. And now I am off to Wellington Lake, which is right below that big rock formation short of the horizon there. That's the castle. Then I'll take a little detour on Matticat Road, which is actually a 70-mile detour around the Lost Creek Wilderness. But I'm looking forward to riding on Matticat. While you're on that road, you can see at one point like 4 different climbing areas: Sheep's Rock, Sheep's Nose, Turkey Rocks, and Big Rock Candy Mountain, all from the same place. It's pretty magical. The South Platte is quite a gem. So I'm gonna get to enjoying it. Now this is moving. Look, I put my chain in my second ring. Ourselves a double rainbow all the way situation here. Tell me if that isn't the freaking coolest double rainbow you ever seen. Unreal, right? Holy cow. Just unreal. Head to the bottom of that rainbow. Got 4 miles of downhill. Trucking along. Just got a special place in my heart. I'm out here on Matticat Road. I mean, look at it. What's not to love? It's fucking idyllic. Seriously. It's a damn painting with a freaking rainbow. Well, hello everybody. Welcome to another installment of whatever the hell I'm talking about. So I'm at my camp number 2. I did manage to get 30 miles again today. So I'm pretty happy with that because it started out really rough. I had only done, I'd only done like 10 miles by like 4 o'clock. Of course I didn't get started till 11, but that segment 3 kind of kicked my butt, whether it was lack of physique from the day before kind of smoking me or what. I was being really lackadaisical. But anyways, got a little camp set up here on Matticat Road. I love it here. Got some dinner going. There's 2 servings of that beef stroganoff, so I'm gonna have to really eat, but my girlfriend will tell you that won't be a problem. I just freaking love it here so much. What a sunset. That's Sheep's Rock right there. I'm actually doing a little time lapse of those clouds. I'm sure it's going to be totally freaking amazing. So I'm going to eat some dinner and then get to bed pretty early tonight because I need to do the remaining miles by 1 o'clock, which I don't think is going to be hard on this road, but I want to make sure I'm there when my ride is rolling through. So thanks for listening to me. Okay, my hair's good? Alright, excellent. How's this for a beautiful stream to fill up water? Holy cow! Okay, so I just filled up all my bottles. This is what I'm using on this trip. I've used it on other backpacking trips when I didn't want to bring the pump. I definitely didn't want to bring the pump here because of the weight. Yeah, 2.5. and I didn't want to sit and pump water, but generally that's my preference. But anyways, I've used these before. They seem to work well. I've also done the eyedropper, a bleach method, where you put a drop or two in each container and let it sit for 30 minutes. And though I think that's highly effective, I don't think it's great for your system, although quite honestly these pills might not be either. But anyways, this turns this a weird color, as evidenced by my straw. So that part's a little bit concerning, but what you can do is bring a little flavoring. You know, I've got the Mio, so I squirt a little bit of that in, and that, if you're freaking out about it, that helps. But quite honestly, the water's just absolutely delicious out here. The moment you get to a potable water source, though, it loses a little bit of its appeal. All right, that's been Water Tips with Charles. Okay, it is kicking my butt, but it's worth it. I can't believe that this is a detour. You know I'm going to see some crazy beautiful stuff on the CT mountain ranges and stuff, and I know that they're going to be gorgeous, but I'm a rock guy, so looking out on these granite domes, being able to see Sheeprock, Big Rock Candy Mountain, Sheep's Nose, all in the same frame of view, Devil's Head over there. I mean, the things that are happening in my brain are, I'm just plain old getting high. Another installment of whatever Charles is talking about. I just finished 40 miles of the 70-mile detour, which is as much of the detour as I'm gonna do. So I did segments 1 through 3 and 40 miles of the detour. That's like 12,000 feet of elevation gain. Pretty crazy. I'm sitting here waiting for my trail angel and my mom and stepdad, who are picking me up, and then I have to figure out exactly what I'm doing with getting back on the trail or not. So I need to study up and plan this all out, but this isn't too bad a place to be waiting for a ride. Man, Madacat Road is incredible. I know I said it over and over and over again, but just spectacular. Don't know if y'all will be able to see this or not, but back on the trail, Alicia was kind enough to give me a ride to the Rock Creek trailhead, and we're a little shy of it, so I rode 3 or 4 miles of the detour as well, and now I'm back on Colorado Trail. I was just doing a little bit of yoga with this moon in the background. It's incredible. Yeah, just trying to calm myself down. I'm such a freaking wound tight rubber band, so that's part of the big thing about this trip, is just being in the present and chilling the F out. Morning, everybody. Like I said last night, I didn't get many miles in, but I'm back on the trail and having a little bit of oatmeal this morning. Only time I eat this stuff is camping, it seems like. Had a big old rainstorm last night, so I'm drying out my tent, and my sleeping bag was a little wet at the feet. And I always want those rainstorms when you're camping at night. There's something so nice about just hanging out in a tent when it's raining, and it was definitely coming down. There was big lightning also, but it was far away from me. But wow, listening to the thunder, it was insane. It would go on for like 15 seconds, and you could just hear it echoing and echoing and echoing through clouds and mountains. Totally beautiful. Talk about peace and quiet. It is just deadly silent up here, except for an occasional bird or a bug. Did I achieve full nun effect? Okay, good. Hello everybody, welcome to my tent, or my camp on the middle fork of the North Swan River. It's pretty awesome. A little buggy, hence the face accoutrement. Got the little tent set up. Torture machine ready to get loaded up and head up a 1,200-foot mountain today. My hair? No, I'm going for a garage punk look. So I told myself today, well, I told myself this whole deal that when I wanted to take a rest, I would rest. Haven't always been good about that, as my personality doesn't suit itself to that. So I'm working on that. But yeah, I'm just chugging a bunch of water since I got this really nice stream right here. There's beautiful flowers. I'm gonna just try and hydrate when I have the opportunity and rest when I feel like it. And you know, there's plenty of opportunity for me to push my bike up hills today. I think that I'm doing something like 4,000 feet of elevation gain today. So going to be a lot of opportunity for introspection through exertion. I already feel like I've been trucking for a while, but I still have 7 miles with 2,000 feet of elevation descent in that time. It's totally beautiful. Can see Keystone off to the right, Lake Dillon below. Eventually I'm going to end up in just outside of Breckenridge tonight, as long as I keep trucking. And the weather cooperates, we'll see about that. Current situation, yeah, it's raining on me, but that's all good because I have my backpack underneath my rain jacket. Pretty smart, huh? Yep. Pretty blessed and privileged and psyched to be here. Still on segment 7. 6 was really long, and 7's pretty long too. It is so steep. This morning I woke up with about a 2,600 foot elevation gain in 4 miles. So I've been doing lots of pushing my bike. This is a real good example of not assuming you can make X amount of miles in a day. I don't know if y'all can tell how steep this is, but it is very steep. I'd be just completely blown away if there's people that can ride their bikes up this stuff. So I've been pushing for a long time, and that's all good, but that's something you got to expect and be okay with, is pushing your bike up really steep stuff for long periods of time. When I was 20, I used to work with a guy named Matt. We didn't work together for very long, but he left the job to go motorcycle tour the Canadian Rockies, and he was probably about 20. And I just couldn't contemplate how he would support himself. Well, he didn't have a job. How would he pay his bills, you know? Just totally indoctrinated. And, you know, I continued that way despite having a lot of fun throughout the years, but trying to get ahead in the hospitality world and all the other trappings of society. You know, I only realized in October that I needed to finally live my life for me, and that was at 38 years old. You know, how much time I've wasted. But I gotta say that the last 10 months, despite a global pandemic, have been some of the best months of my life. I mean, look at what I'm doing right now. Sitting by a mountain stream at 10 in the morning at 12,000 feet. Doesn't get any better. Well, knew it was going to happen at some point. I just ate it. Ow. Rocked myself real good and almost broke my pinky. But otherwise, seems like it came out unscathed. Ow. Spectacular is this. Not me, that. Just unreal. There's a mine down there, so that's that. But what men will do when no one's looking. Okay, I just started the detour, the Mount Massive detour. It's a 21.5 mile detour, and I'm actually really happy to be on some dirt roads. The last couple days have been totally beautiful, but they've been rough. So I'll sit back and do some no hands riding. On a long, lonesome highway, east of Omaha. Huh, what's the rest of the words? You smoked the day's last cigarette, remembering what you said. All right, this is the bike detour. I'm 5 miles outside of Leadville. In some beautiful, quiet country. All right, back up here a year later, jumping back on the trail at the Avalanche Trailhead to finish up the CT. So follow along for many adventures, laughter, and crying. Hello everybody. Welcome to Charles's partially closed camp setup hour. Yeah, I'm running around in my boxers. I'm letting everything dry out. And I mean everything. All right. Had a really nice dinner. Beef stroganoff, dehydrated meal, delicious. Got a nice little camp setup here. Changed a couple things this year. I brought a chair with me, and I already can tell that it's worth the wait. It's all of like 1 pound, but it's extremely comfortable, so I'm happy. While I was hanging up my bag to keep the critters away from it, it just struck me that I'm hanging out in a painting. As peaceful as can be. I haven't seen a soul since I set up my camp. New hack, yeah. We are standing right next to my underwear. This year, I took 2 pairs of shorts and made them into 1 super pair. So I sewed this liner into the more comfortable pair of shorts. Pfft, awesome. Hello everybody, this is Charles, the slow bike packer, with your pro tip of the day. If you're bike packing, you got to get used to pushing your bike. And my pro tip is have a nice padding here. Push with your elbow, because otherwise you feel like you're doing push-ups all day long. Here you get a little rest and you push along without any muscular contributions. It's all skeletal. See you next time, folks. All right. This is part of it. Maybe there's people that can ride fully loaded bike packs up this stuff. Not me. Just trucking along and I see this cabin back here. Let's go check it out. People back in the day were tough as shit. Nothing was light or easy. And these folks coming up here, living up here. Incredible. Okay, what do we got? Pieces of an oven. There's a... Wow. Bet you each one of those is heavy as hell. Mattress. Oh, can we come in? Look at that, hinges on the window. Another mattress. They were living large. How cool. Okay, here at camp day 2, just outside of Monarch. And it was a good day. It's raining a little bit right now. Got a little Blair Witchy thing over there. Hope they don't come out tonight. Tent set up. About to make some dinner. Got some waters working. And yeah, mosquito net for the win. But what they don't tell you about a mosquito net is it keeps the mosquitoes out, but it keeps your breath in. I brushed this morning, but damn. Okay, everybody. Whole new expression, or whole new meaning to the expression bike packing. This was pretty steep. I've been pushing my bike for several hours. And I decided this last section, I'd try out this, which isn't so bad. Better than pushing. I guess it's just a nice change. It's literally 70 pounds of weight. And beyond the cutting off the circulation of my arms, it's working. All right, see you at the top. Probably not that much fun for folks that are hiking, but on a bike, these roads are pretty sweet. Second fall of the CT. Nothing appears to be broken. Tree reached down and grabbed me. All right, here we go. Literally not a minute later, telling myself take it nice and easy, and I end up like this. It's been a long day. This is a pretty rough ride in through here too. Alright. This has been whining and complaining time with Charles. Stay tuned, I'm sure we'll have another episode. Let's see what we have here. Oh, just another crazy majestic view. Hello everybody. Camp 3 for me. Today kicked my butt. I got 23 miles in. I started with a 3,000 foot climb that was pretty rough. Took me about 4 hours to push my bike and carry it at the end. But that worked. And then I went farther than I thought I did despite how slow I felt like I was going. So looks like hopefully tomorrow we'll have a real big day and get to close to the bike detour. Camp one more night and then have a zero in town. Recharge everything. Well, for dinner, beef stew. See y'all. Yeah. Oh my God. Okay, day 4 campsite. Had to push pretty hard to get here, about a 30-mile day, which I guess doesn't sound like that much bike packing, but I've been continually surprised at how slow I am. Well, anyways, sections 16 and 17 are no joke. You are doing tons and tons of hike-a-biking. Oh, my gas is finally running out. Lasted 5 days. Pretty decent. Well, I want to get dinner working, so I'm going to hang up for just a second. All right, day 5. I'm all packed up, ready to go. I have a big day ahead of me. About 5,500 feet of climbing and about 60 to 65 miles, I think. So most of it's gravel roads though, so I hope I'll truck along quickly enough. But boy, I'm ready to be at a hotel for a night. Recharge my batteries, wash my clothes, all that stuff. I feel grimy. All right, trucking along. Talk about out there. There's one guy in a motorhome there, and then a lady with her dirt bikes and a trailer up the road. Those are the only signs of anything. What an interesting change from the last couple days. It's incredible the varied landscape that the Colorado Trail traverses. And I got to do a lot of it, so I'm off. Well, I really got to start catching my breath before I start recording these videos and talk. How middle of the nowhere is this? Those mailboxes don't even have locks on them. And you literally can't see a house around. Pretty crazy. Well, you take what you can get. I had to get some food in me though, because I got a big climb to go, and so filled up the waters, cooking some ramen with some chicken in it, and I'm gonna keep on trucking. Hey everybody, I'm back. I was dropped off at the trail roughly where I left off by a good buddy Galen just an hour and a half ago or so. I probably went about 4 miles now after taking some time at home to recoup and regain my stoke, and I'm really happy to be back out here. Well, it's extremely rocky, but it's so pretty. Well, hello everybody. I have returned to the trail after 6 days of chilling out at the house, and it didn't get any easier, but that's okay. That's what we're here for. The hard stuff leads us to the beautiful views. Um, I'm on segment 22 today, and I only got about 8 or 9 miles in. I got a pretty late start because when I got dropped off, a kind friend Galen gave me a ride, and so I'm back at it. I got 3 days worth of food in my backpack, and he's actually going to resupply me at some point in a couple days. So then I'll re-up then and keep on trucking. So I got 22 and 23 to go, and then I'll probably meet up with him and do the detour around the Waimanooch, and then I'll have 4 segments to go after that. So I'm trying to really soak it in and enjoy the gorgeous views, of course, and even in trying to enjoy when I'm pushing my bike uphill again, and uh, the things that aren't so pleasant. But hell, it beats being in an office any day. So tomorrow I will start out the morning by going to the high point of the trail. So I'll be on a 13,271 foot mountain by probably 10 a.m. I hope. So that's my plan, at least. I'm going to try and get up early and get some good miles in. All right. See you later. Morning, everybody. From day 2 of my 3rd grouping of days. I think it's actually day 14 for me. And I'm just trucking along this morning. It is a beautiful morning, and I'm going to get to the Colorado Trail's highest point today, just below the summit of Coney Peak. I just thought I'd share the view. Totally incredible. It's a beautiful morning, ba-da-bum bum, ba-da-bum. Think I'll go outside for a while and just smile, bum bum boom, breathing that cool fresh air. Ain't no use in us hanging around. Weather's fine if you got the time. It just ain't no good if the sun shines on a rainy day. It's okay. Ba-ba-da-da-da-da. It's a beautiful morning. Sure is. Sure is. And the trail is rideable. For now, knock on wood. Just gorgeous. That's weird looking. Oh my God. Incredible. Holy cow. Wow. Everybody, hit the high point of the Colorado Trail. Woohoo! Doesn't mean it's over, but it means that I'm as high as I'm gonna get. And it is spectacular up here. Okay, I'm doing it again. Bike packing. You're doing it wrong. I know. Tired of this. Tired of pushing it up this hill, so it's actually easier on my back. So, boom, boom, boom. Here we go. How spectacular is this? It's been steep though. I was carrying my bike for the last probably mile and a half. But we got 2 moose at that lake, 2 moose at that lake. And it's pretty darn special. Just got a little bit further to go. I'm gonna ride and push my bike the rest of the way. Hopefully more riding than pushing. All right, the musings of someone hanging out by themselves. Some people think we live in a video game, like a simulation. Well, even if that was true, why wouldn't you want to come explore out here? Why wouldn't you want to see this? Even if it is a video game. Freaking incredible. Well, anyways, I'm looking for a power up and then I'm out of here. Boop, 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 boop. Good morning, everybody. It is day 15 for me, I think. Maybe 14. I'll have to get back to you. Well, thank you to those that have stuck it out this long, because I know my videos are typically kind of long. Had a really good day yesterday. My girlfriend had given me a little pep talk the night before because I was getting a little down already from getting back on the first day of the trail. And yesterday it was a really hard day, and I strapped my bike to my backpack 3 times to carry it up hills that were just too steep to push up comfortably. And yet I had a wonderful day. I saw probably 20 marmots, a whole bunch of pikas, and I saw 4 moose. Met up with my buddy who dropped me off and was trying to resupply me, but unfortunately his radiator blew up, so there was the stress of trying to figure out how to help him. Not much I can do on a bike, but anyways, he hitchhiked into Silverton today to try and figure it out. I am trucking along, and I guess the trail is pretty decent like this for a long time. I hesitate to even say anything for fear of jinxing it, but I just talked to a lady that said it's pretty legit, and seeing a bunch of mountain bikers, so that's a good sign. But boy, I'm loving it. Can you believe this? What it's all about. All right, see you on the flip side. Well, I got nothing better to do, so I'm gonna record the lightning. Listen to it, it's insane. I just watched that lightning bolt hit the mountain over there.
Wowzers.
Just sat through a heck of a rainstorm. About an hour 15 or so, hour and a half. And now I'm back at it. Crazy to see this much water. Some of the trails I was riding on, I had to commit to ride for like 30 or 40 feet because the water was just rolling down the trail. Pretty crazy. Well, I guarantee this isn't how this water crossing generally looks. That looks sketchy? Good, because it felt like it. This is the real deal, y'all. Okay, so this is just one of those moments. All right. So for the 5th time on the CT for me, I'm carrying my bike on my backpack. You can probably tell why. And, you know, it's not great. I mean, it's like 65, 70 pounds total. All my gear in the bike. But you know, when I've been pushing myself as long as I have, like today, my pedaling legs kind of go out on the steep stuff. And my puny little arms are tired of pushing. So honestly, it's kind of a nice respite. Well, anyways, I got 2 more hills. And then it's pretty much a straight shot to Durango. Minus one more slightly big one. But not a 12,000 foot like this. But even if it's rough, it's worth it. I mean, can you freaking believe it? Can you imagine it's hard to imagine. It's all wilderness area, the San Juans, just incredible. Okay, keep on trucking. Walking seemed prudent here. Oh. This is just incredible.
Well, good morning, everybody. If you've made it this far, you must be really interested in the CT. Well, it is day 17 for me, the last day. I only have like 18 miles to go. It's almost entirely downhill, except for maybe one little 700-ish foot climb. And I am psyched. 17 days worth of work, 13 nights is what it took me on my bike. So you can tell that I'm no speedy bike packer. That bike is a blessing and a curse. It's incredible when it's flat or when it's downhill. It's the best. You just stand on it and just ride for however long you can. It's incredible. But the curse is the super steep stuff. It becomes a heck of a burden because my bike, for instance, weighs 26 pounds, and with the gear on it, it gets up to like 35 pounds, something like that. So that's a heck of a load to be carrying around, and I get really tired of pushing it. I've tried all the different variations, and as you've seen in the videos, I eventually resort to carrying it 5 times throughout the CT, and honestly, that felt really good, believe it or not. 35 extra pounds on the back just to be done with pushing it. But anyways, the CT is a masterpiece. It's incredible. But it's extremely challenging too. And I even lost my stoke the third section of the third block of time that I came out to do it, because I did it in 3 days first, 2 nights, just to see if I liked bike packing, and I did. And I came back and did 4 days, 3 nights, and that was in 2020. So I did segments 1 through 12 then, and then in 2021 I came back with the intention of finishing it. So I started on 13, and I made it to the end of 21 before I totally lost my stoke for being out pushing my bike. I was getting like PTSD about it, in fact. And it all boiled down to just not enjoying the moment, being grateful for the fact that I was out here, even grateful for the fact that I was pushing my bike up crazy steep stuff. Exactly what I've always wanted in life, and I have the life I wanted. So, like a lot of us, it challenged to be in the present and grateful. So anyways, I went home for a couple days and flipped my script, as they say, and really came back better. Still had a slight relapse, I guess, of anxiety when I came back out the fourth block. but that was 4 nights, 5 days of work on the 4th block. And today's the 5th day of that block. So it's no walk in the park, period. It's exceptionally challenging, honestly, but it's totally beautiful and incredibly worth it. So I'm just waiting for the sun to hit because it rained last night, which is so nice, by the way, just listening to the rain in the tent. But waiting for maybe another 45 minutes. It seems like it's been 5 in the morning for the last like 4 hours. So that's why I decided to make a video. So anyways, welcome to my humble abode. This is it. My 2-person tent, probably another one of the reasons why I'm so slow, but I love being able to crawl into this thing at night and feel like it's home. And this is where we're waking up this morning.
Oh yeah, it is. Hello everybody. Welcome to Tea Time with Charles, just outside of Durango. One thing I was thinking about is that the Colorado Trail is kind of a analogy for any goal I have in life. When I came back out that 3rd block of time, I intended to finish it, but I pushed really hard for a couple days and just killed my stoke and went home with my tail between my legs, so to speak. I had the intentions of coming back out, but I might have let any excuse derail me. Thankfully, I didn't, and I had a friend that was kind enough to give me a ride to the middle of nowhere, about a 5.5 hour drive for him. So I had no excuses. So I had all my bags packed and I'd got my stoke back. So I got back on trail. And what was really important about that is I want to be someone that does what I say I'm going to do. And the trail is a perfect analogy of that. It's hard as hell, but I am going to have completed it today, barring breaking my neck or something on the way down. I'll walk this bike in with double flat tires if I have to. I'll carry it in if I have to. I'm finishing it today. And it makes me feel really good because I have several other big projects in my life that I'm undergoing that just feel like they're going nowhere. But I know that they're just hard. And the reason we give ourselves hard things to do is because we're capable of accomplishing them if we stay focused on them. So I look forward to my next hard task and completing that and then moving on to the next one. And if I can do the Colorado Trail, I can do anything. As I'm finishing up the trail, I know today's going to go by really quick. I'm already like a quarter of the way there and I just started, so I'm trying to slow it down a little bit. And some of the common themes that I've been thinking about while I've been out here are water, like how precious it is and how much it needs protection and how special of a thing it is. Of course, it keeps us alive, so yeah, but finding it in these high alpine environments and basing your day around where the water is and being so thankful when you get to it that it replenishes you and gives you that life-sustaining energy. I almost feel like the water is more important than the food out here. Though you need both. The trees. The trees out in the forests are huge. We don't let them get that big in the cities, in the surrounding areas of the cities. So we don't see trees that have 15-foot diameters or circumferences. Um, there's some gigantic trees out here, and they're so special, beautiful, old. I think about the fact that this country, though it has many flaws, did something really right in setting aside land in the form of national forests, national wilderness areas, BLM land, all the different distinctions, but protects it from what people are capable of doing to it for the enjoyment of others. I mean, if it wasn't protected, heaven knows that Joe Schmo would put a house with a river running right through it, so he always had fresh water and could flush his sewage right down the river, solving all his problems and not concerned for the people downstream. So it's really a beautiful thing that these places have been set aside and protected from what capitalism would do to them. Because the intrinsic value is non-monetary. You can't put a dollar figure on it. And the saying goes, capitalism would determine that a forest has no value until it's all been cut down. All right, 2,800 feet of downhill and the next 10 miles to go. Just had a nice little lunch here. Look at this tree. Isn't that kind of sketchy? That'd be the worst way to go out. Like, you already finished the whole CT and then a tree kills you when you have nothing but downhill. Well, before the dust even settles. Guess I had to take one more spill. I don't even know on what. Well, anyways, I'm okay. Just embarrassed. GoPro capture. GoPro capture. Oh, come on, what are you doing?